Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well. So, we are going to take a look and see what is coming towards you. Now, as I'm filming this, we are fixing to have the super full moon in Taurus, which I'm pretty excited about. These kind of moons bring in this energy of, you know, groundedness. We're talking about everything that we've been through, especially coming through the end of the year. We are in the snake year, so we've had a lot of shedding of the old and welcoming new energies. And this is kind of, to me, like this little bit of a seal that's on whatever that was for y'all this year. Kind of where you're starting to really, your feet are starting to hit the ground. You're starting to stabilize in where you are or where you've become. And then hopefully we'll be moving into this new energy and going from there. Some of you may see with this full moon some realizations, some final endings taking place. There are these chapters that are closing. It's kind of like whenever you finish out and release that fullness of what you've experienced as far as emotionally goes. So, kind of just putting a bow on it. So for some of you, you may be finding yourself in a place to where you are moving on from the endings and moving towards the new beginnings. And for some of you, this could be that you may be repeating some kind of cycle. So we'll make sure we take all that into consideration, especially with this energy. Tapping into a reading like this, you never know what you're going to get as far as the dramatics of the situation goes. So please keep in mind any triggers that you feel, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, never stay in that energy. You're in control of this reading. You have the ability to click off at any time and come back to it at a later time when maybe it's not so triggering. And okay, so we're going to go ahead and start picking the piles here. I'm going to do 4 piles, and this is the Alice in Wonderland oracles that we're going to use. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, so let's see what we got. Pile 1, y'all have number 23. We're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Okay. Pile 2, number 37, nature communication. I don't know why it was so hard for me to say. Nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, and elemental messages, which is again hard for me to say. We are fixing to go into, actually we're in the pre-shadow currently of retrograde, Mercury retrograde. So communication, I'm not surprised seeing that here. We also have number 24, use your time well, make every moment count. Okay. And pile 4, you have number 41, forget who you are. Conditioning falls away, memory no longer defines you. Okay. So like I said, there's you're always in control of this reading, okay? And then also keep an open mind here. For some of you, this could be someone that you're really close to, and this message is coming through for you to get maybe some kind of advice with as someone goes through some changes. So always keep that in mind. You may not resonate with the reading here yet at all, and that's okay too. But again, always remember you are in control, okay? These are meant to be helpful, not hurtful. It's always my intentions. So I want that to happen. I want that to happen for you guys. I never want anybody to be in a reading of mine and start to feel a certain way or start to get triggered in any way. But although there are things that become triggers for us, just know that when you do feel triggered, the first question you should ask when you feel this way is, why am I feeling this way? Is this a real feeling? Where is it coming from? Really start to go into that. So if you can do that, that's great. If you're not ready for that, know yourself and know that you can just click off, okay? So timestamps for everything are down below, and I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile one. So if you chose number 23, we're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Okay. So if you missed the intro, I'd recommend listening to it because I talk a lot about triggers in readings like this and why they're so important. And the reason I'm emphasizing on that particular thing in this reading for y'all is because we're so close to this super full moon that we're fixing to have. And we're also going into retrograde, so the energy's big. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. With that being said, this is the number 23. We're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Well, I feel like we're talking about what's coming towards you. And for y'all, this is actually the number 5. So change is really significant here. And I feel like understanding that maybe perhaps you're not alone. Other people are going through the similar struggles. Some of you may have come into a new type of energy around you. This could be your friends, family members, maybe a companion. But there's this different kind of energy that's around you that's showing you that, you're not alone in possibly your struggles emotionally, physically, your material world. There's different things around you that are with this new energy and these changes. You're going to start to see, if you haven't already, the understanding of you're not alone. Everyone kind of goes through this phase. Okay. I don't know why that's so significant for y'all, but man, I sure did emphasize on that idea of you not being alone. Okay. So, what's coming towards you? Let's take a look at that. I feel like whatever this is, it's going to help you to better understand more of the people around you. Maybe perhaps that you've wrote off or that you've made assumptions about or something like that. It's through being able to see yourself in a certain way. So this feels like what really is coming towards you is a new understanding that you're having not only with yourself, but people that are close to you. This feels like you may have went through some kind of awakening here, guys, recently. Okay. Yes, I already had to pause. We'll try this again. Okay, so what's the T? Oracles. I think I'm going to get some of the love oracles first. I don't know why I'm like very drawn to these, but let's just see what this is. We're talking about what's coming towards you, social media and reconciliation. What is coming toward you? Maybe seeing something. What is coming towards pile 1 with we're all mad here? Unfinished business. What is coming towards pile 1 with we're all mad here? We have wedding and player. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. There's party here at the bottom of the deck. Some of you may be in a commitment here, but you feel like you have unfinished business with someone. There may be somebody here that's actually coming towards you that is feeling like something is unfinished in some kind of way. But for some of you, I'm really getting this feeling like you're committed to someone, or you're maybe even just committed to yourself here, or you've made a commitment to yourself even. But still, there's like this unfinished business that's here on the table, and that's what's coming towards you, whatever this is. You'll know exactly what this is. You felt like it wasn't fully, like it's not completed or it's not over. This could be with a family, a friend, a romantic partner. This could also be like a coworker, but there's someone here because you have this player energy, which is an actual person for me. Fake accounts are here. And dirt digger. Is this their energy? This or yours? Drama starter. Ooh. Somebody's coming in trying to start some drama. Why is fake accounts... Wait, hold on. Hold on. I landed on hookup. Drama starter. Drama starter. Fake accounts. Wait a second. Sorry, I'm talking. I'm just saying this out loud. Thank you. I need the tarot. This is the pause tarot. Let me see if this is your energy that's here or someone else's, though. This could be both of you, but maybe you're looking up each other. I don't know. So it's fake social media accounts to spy, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And then it says dirt digger, looking for dirt on you, or vice versa. So this could be you or this person. Who is this? Pile 1 here with fake accounts and dirt digger, or is this someone else? Is this pile 1's energy? Or is this someone else? I just pulled 3 cards by accident, but we got a person here. Strength, Leo energy, King of Cups, Scorpio energy, and then the Cancer is the Chariot. There may be somebody that's coming towards you or someone that's trying to... This is someone that wants to try to stabilize the emotions that are here within themselves. There's something to do with this person's like coming in like ready to tame the beast. So that's the thought that came to my head. There could be somebody here that's spying on you as well, that is trying to dig up some dirt on you. This could be both of you because of vice versa being there. But this is someone here that's, I feel like this is somebody that's trying to test the situation with you. With drama starter and hookup, they may be trying to test to see what they can get out of you. Why is unfinished business here? Who is this and what is this about? For some of you, this could be somebody that you've been in a commitment with, or you've been even married to. And for some of you, that's not your story. You're just, committed to yourself. You could be committing to yourself that this is something that you're going to stay away from. But what is unfinished? Oh, man, I wanted to see what that card was. It just showed itself to me, but I missed it. What is unfinished business? Yep. There's the Ace of Wands. Why is wedding here? Ooh. This person may be trying to change the situation as far as your loyalty goes. But for some of you, this is someone that's had a breakup here somewhere else, okay? Or something has happened to this person somewhere else. Scorpio energy. Why is player here? Judgment. That's what it feels like, somebody making a judgment call to play with you, right? So, or this is somebody that's just making a judgment call here to test the waters here with you and see how you take them or take this. There's a need for change that's here. This is somebody they're offering you something. And I feel like what they're offering and what they're telling you they're offering are maybe a little bit different, because I think that this person's really trying to test the situation with you. But they can come across as being charming or manipulative to you. Why is fake accounts here? What is this? Seven of Pentacles. I think this person's been watching you for a long time, or you've been watching this person for a long time. It could be both, but I feel like this person's been like keeping up with you in some way, checking up on you, seeing like what's going on in your life, where you're at, keeping kind of tabs on you. I think they have been for a while, and I think they've been trying to be patient. Like they put a lot of energy into this, keeping tabs on you or seeing what you're up to here. Why is dirt digger here with what's coming towards? Ooh, the star in reverse. This person's trying to figure out if there's a chance. Like this is someone that's trying to figure out if there's an energy here for healing, or if they have a chance with you. With that star in reverse, this can be like a wish or a dream or something that you have that you don't feel like it's gonna happen. There's some pessimism that goes into it with dirt digging, though. This could be because of something that someone's seeing on you The roles can always be switched here too, so keep that in mind. You have Aquarius, double Scorpio that's here. Why is the Ace of Wands here for what's coming towards Paul? 1, unfinished business. Ooh, told you. 7 of Swords is there. Why is Death here? Is somebody being sneaky, or very strategic at how they're approaching the situation? Death, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There's been some kind of unfortunate... talks about second chances here as well with that renewal energy from the Judgment. But this is also fixed energy, which I don't point out very much. It's the Wheel of Fortune's fixed energy. When it's in reverse, it's almost like someone that is no longer in their fixed ways. Like there needs to be a change, or there to be some sort of change. So this person wants a change in the situation here, and it's like things are not going in the direction that they actually thought or that they wanted. This could be with someone that this person was in a long-term commitment with, or just a union with. Wheel of Fortune. What's the unfortunate thing? The Sun in reverse. This person's like, this is about not being happy about how a situation turned out or went, and wanting to change the situation. Why is Leo energies there? Tell me about Judgment. 7 of Wands in the reverse. See these 7, 7, 7, 7. Then you have Star there, number 17. So 7 is a number of being in alignment for me. It's always meant that for me. Some people are like, that's not what it means. But for me it has. And I read through my understanding of thing in my guides, right? That's what everybody reads differently. We tend to be drawn to different readers at different times because we're experiencing different things in our life. And we, as readers, have had personal experiences that has changed our point of view and perspective. So that's why sometimes in life you can be connected to one reader, and then sometimes you'll be connected to someone else. It's energy, right? So you're in that vibration of whatever that reader is at the time. That's why it's hard, because sometimes you'll like a reader really well, but you go through something in your life, you know, like there's another reader that can probably give you better advice or a better understanding in some way. So it just depends. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but be careful of that, though, with the 7 of Swords, because this person could be adapting to the energy that you're in this situation. So this could be like that energy of filling you out. What they're trying to do with that number 7 is trying to get things into alignment. 7 is about relationships, so I feel like this has to do with getting a relationship back in alignment. The 7 of Wands in the reverse is someone that's letting their defenses down, letting their guard down in order to have this judgment take place. Don't worry, we're going to get more about that 7 of Swords in a second. Let's do that now. Why is this person's, what's the motivation here? Because the 7 of Swords is being sneaky when it comes to this new opportunity. What is this motivation here? What is the 7 of Swords? The 8 of Swords in reverse. This person, one thing is they're trying to get out of their head. They may be stuck with the situation here, or maybe stuck just in general. Let's see. Why is that 8 of Swords in the reverse? Look at that. 9. 7, 8, 9. This person may have found their... Came to some kind of breaking point here for some of you. This is being strategic, though. This person feels like they were perhaps in some kind of way strategic in the past. I think this person may have underestimated some of you as well. Anyway, try not to get too far. I'm going to get a drink so I can get out of that energy. Because I can just run away with that. This person may be an air sign or have heavy in their chart, because there's a lot of analytics that are taking place when it comes to them in this unfinished business. That's a plan. So the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse are energies of giving up, giving in. Giving up, but giving in. So when it comes to this unfinished business here, or something not being over, or wanting to spark something back up, it's this feeling of giving up and giving into a situation. So this could be why this person's been keeping tabs on you. They've been waiting for the right opportunity. Also feel like there's something going on in this person's life. Three of Swords. They're separating here from someone, or for some of you, for others of you, this is someone that just feels like this is unfinished business, but they're disappointed in the separation, or how things occurred, or how things went. This is how they're coming in to try to change the situation. This is someone that would be like, I'm not happy the way that we left things, or I'm not happy the way things are, or this isn't going to be like the last time, or I've changed, or I see things differently, or this is someone that is separating from something else, having an ending elsewhere, and being kind of sad. About that. Be careful of that too, because it does feel like reboundy kind of energy, like someone that feels like, they can always come knock on your door kind of thing. And you'll be there. They may have messed that up, though. They may know that. Seven of Wands in the reverse again. Someone coming in, letting their guard down. Facing judgment. Seven of Pentacles. The Hermit in reverse is this person's been waiting for the right opportunity to come towards you. They've been keeping tabs on you. This person's been paying attention to what it is that you're doing somehow or another. And trying to read off of that and see if they can tell what kind of energy you're in. And when's the best time to come towards you here? What's the Star in reverse, though? The Five of Pentacles. Give me one more for that. The Four of Pentacles. This doesn't feel real. It's the Eight of Pentacles with the Star in reverse. Dirt digging. First off, I think this person's trying to figure out if you're open to something. But I feel this a little bit heavier here. Like, I don't feel like this person... I feel like this person wonders what you know about them or their situation. And I don't think they're being very expressive fully about that either. I feel like this person is... There's a lot of things that they're going to hold back from telling you. There's a lot more going on under the surface, if that makes sense. I feel like this person's holding back the fact of this. What is the Five of Pentacles, though? See if it'll tell us. What is the Five of Pentacles? The Five of Wands. There could be some kind of competitiveness, argumentative energy here. Drama starter. I forgot about this. Groupie. Oh. Be careful of this, because this feels like somebody that's trying to keep something to themselves. Either they're trying to keep this to themselves, and it could have to do with them fighting with someone else, or just trying to block, like someone running in and expressing some kind of truth about a situation before you hear it and be able to make any kind of assumption. For others of you, this is like hold on, give me one more. There's something else that's here. Page of Cups in the reverse. Dirt digging. I think that possibly for some of you, this person, somebody could have pulled something up about this person in some way, shape, or form, and they could be coming to you to try to balance out or fix the situation so that they'll have you on their side. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. For some of you, this person is simply just coming to you for some sort of opportunity, like a passionate opportunity. Like they just want to have this with you. Yeah, and soulmate and mask is here. Yeah. So it depends on your situation. What's going to happen here moving forward with this? Wait, hold on. I got to know more about the Page of Cups in reverse, please. Yeah, look at that. Queen of Cups in reverse. I don't know why exactly. I guess it's different for everybody, so I can't really like look into it too much, which is frustrating for me because I'm nosy. I feel like there's something going on here with their in general, in their life in general, somehow or another. There's something here that they're trying to keep under wraps in some way. This could have to do with you or something you know about them. Or they're just trying to get you to be on their side about a situation first. Does that make sense? Because this feels pre-drama. Does that make sense? It feels like this is someone that's kind of coming in to put all the fires out before they get started. And it becomes a big, huge, giant fire. Does that make sense? What's going to happen here moving forward? This is also somebody that's worried about what you're telling people or telling others about them too, that's there. This is somebody that's just coming in to have a rebound in some way. They've just been waiting for the right opportunity to express something. Keeping tabs on you, seeing, filling you out where you are. Okay, what's going to happen here moving forward? Look how that fell in between my fingers. It's weird. Six of Swords in reverse. Ooh, I feel Five of Swords energy. I do. I feel it. What's going to happen here? The Magician. Okay. This is something I feel like... Oh, my voice went up. Did y'all hear that? What does that mean? There's a meaning for that. There's like a psychology or whatever. What is it? When someone goes up, means that sometimes I think it's that they're lying. Is that it? Or it could just be when you're like super excited about something, you know. Or when you have like an epiphany or some sorts. But it's more so like, I think when someone's lying, their voice kind of goes up or tends to go up. Anyway, I don't want to put anything in anyone's heads. It's just something that I read one time. Okay, so Gemini and Virgo's energy's there. But this may have been something that you wanted to happen. You've kind of been thinking about it. You've kind of been putting it in your head of the scenario situation. And you may be kind of manifesting this, but really not fully realizing it. What's going to happen here moving forward? Ten of Swords in reverse. So that's resurrection. I mean, some way, shape, or form, there's this resurrection here. Tell me about that. The Knight of Swords. Oh, this feels like it's going to escalate quickly. Like there's... What is the seven? What is the seven? No. What is the Six of Swords in the reverse? The Temperance. There's the escalation. That's Sagittarius energy. Tell me about that Magician. The Lovers. I think for some of you, you've manifested this. or they have. There's this idea of calling someone in, you know. Tell me about the Ten of Swords in the reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. This has to do with why something came to an end. Why something came to an end. Why there was this chaotic energy here. Why is the Knight of Swords here? This is like somebody that's trying to use every resource that they can in order to get things back in alignment. And the Chariot, that's some very quick, fast-moving energy. This is something like, I feel like, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. This feels like quickly getting yourself into the best position for yourself, whichever that is for y'all. Y'all have free will, so this is going to be different looking for everybody. And for whatever reason, I just visualized shrimp and cocktail sauce in my head. I don't know why I needs to hear that, but I did, and I could literally taste the cocktail sauce. Cancer energies down here. You have Pisces and Gemini, Sagittarius, little Virgo there. Tell me about what is, let's see what this is. Why is the Temperance here? Well, the Ten of Pentacles. This has to do with a misunderstanding when it comes to foundation, family, stability, security. This is somebody here I feel like that's frustrated because they don't have a sense of any of these things at this time. You know, they're frustrated here because they're trying to figure this out because of this. And this could be all those things I already mentioned. So, the Magician and the Lovers, what is this? The Devil in reverse. Again, I feel like this is someone that's trying to release whatever karma there is here of this and get on the same page. Why is the High Priestess here in reverse? The Seven of Cups. Okay, so there's this information that's going to come out. It has to do with choices and options. Also, being emotionally confused. Now, this is where I think that you need to be very cautious because I feel deception here. I can't tell you that's what this is. You just need to listen to your intuition. Yeah, because you have strength in the King of Cups. This is somebody that is going to become, they are going to be very, 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 very convincing because this is someone that is going to be very controlled when it comes to their emotions. Very, very controlled when it comes to their emotions and how they feel. This is someone that's going to come across as being very patient, and that in itself is going to be confusing to you if you feel like this is someone that isn't honest or won't do what's right by you in some way or hasn't or whatever the case. This is hard because this is someone that's going to maybe even say something like they were emotionally confused about a situation, or they didn't know what they wanted here when it comes to a situation. Just, you know, those kind of things there. Why is the Chariot and the Knight of Swords here? The Emperor. Take control of this situation. If you don't, this person will. It is what it is. If you don't take control of this situation, this person will take control of this. So what kind of energy will you be in here? Because I feel like you may be somewhat vulnerable. King of Wands in reverse. And the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I would say that you're absolutely, definitely vulnerable here. Because I feel like you do have love for this person. This just feels like that you're not looking at them very well. The Hierophant in reverse. This person was disloyal to you. They went against your relationship or stepped outside of this relationship, or you should see this person as not being honest, you know, not loyal, not honest, not honorable. Ace of Cups. The Six of Wands. There's no denying how you feel about this person. That's that's what sucks. You know that sucks? That sucks. You know, when you really love somebody and you care about somebody as a person, but you also see that that person is not a good person at the same time, doesn't that suck? Because you may love like who they are, but then they do some really bad stuff. You know what I mean? It's that kind of feeling that's there, that's here. You recognize that. But it also kind of puts you in a vulnerable place, right? It's like, man, I really love my child, but boy, he just keeps doing the stupidest stuff, and I keep having to discipline him. And it sucks. I don't want to do that. I just want to have, can we just love each other and just be good? It's that kind of feeling that's here. So me and my sister talked about that this morning when we were walking. She said, I don't want to gripe my kids out because they're not staying on top of their work, but I'd like to just be happy and just tell them what a great job they did and and just be happy. But I end up looking like I'm just a total jerk all the time because I keep having to get on to them for things. It's that kind of feeling. Anyways, point is that you're vulnerable here. This is how you see this person. You know who they are. You know what they are. You know who they are. You know how they do things. You see straight through, like, you see this person's demons, right? But you still, unfortunately, you still have a heart you still have a heart. And so you're vulnerable. Okay. But you see this person for who they are too. So I think that's really important. So tell me about advice for pile 1 about this. We're all mad here. Yeah, makes sense now, huh? Everyone's a little different. So you and this person were not in the same place. You're complete opposites, or you're on different pages, or you saw a situation completely differently, whatever the case may be. It's like, we're all mad here. I'm upset, you're upset, whatever the case, Tell me about what advice you have for pile 1 moving forward. The Empress in reverse. Don't let your emotions get the best of you in this. The Empress is in reverse. This can be where you create codependency. And if you've stepped away from that, this is telling you don't let your emotions get the best of you in this, to where you fall back into that codependency. Libra, Taurus is there. The 8 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands. Don't rush into something too quickly here. Okay? Don't fall into your emotions. Don't let your emotions make decisions for you, and don't rush into something too quickly here. Whatever that looks like to you. This has to do with the foundation, a union, a commitment. This is telling you not to rush into something too quickly. Why? Why is this? Well, we all know why here. But tell me about the Empress in reverse advice. Yeah, the 6 of Cups in reverse. I'm telling you right now, if you have longevity with this person, this is somebody that's going to play on your emotions, past emotions, significantly. The past is not the now, and it's not the future either. Just keep that in mind. Because you have to stay out of your emotions when it comes to what happened in the past. Or you're gonna fall right back into another cycle or pattern here. Tell me about that 8 of Wands. Yep, look at that. King of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups in reverse. That's going right back to someone. That's going right back to something. Right back to it. 4 of Wands. The Knight of Wands in reverse. This won't last long. Some of you are going to say, nope, hell no. They're not even allowed in my house. And then some of you are going to say, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Some of you are just going to immediately say yes. This is saying, of all those things, whatever you do not immediately say yes to anyone about anything. Take some time to think about it. I'm not saying you do this way or that way. You have free will. All this advice is just saying slow down. That's what this says. Slow down. Because you could be letting your emotions get carried away with themselves, and then you'll fall right back into a pattern that you already went through that maybe created a lot of pain for you. And that's definitely not what Spirit has for you or the universe has for you. You have an Eight of Pentacles, which is a slow progression to me. It's very slowly like building and working towards something. The Page of Pentacles. You've learned this lesson here. Look at that. Five of Swords and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. You've learned this lesson here around how something will go. Right? Avoid having to go through this again. This is what this is saying. So go slowly. Okay. I am going to get some in overall and general advice. I kind of want to, let's see something real quick. Nope, those aren't what I need. These are what I need. Okay. I don't like this Knight of Wands in reverse on top of that Four of Wands. This is like somebody that gets what they want and then they take off, which is that rebound energy, or whoever, whatever this is. What advice do you have for pile one? Well, that came out very aggressive. Put yourself first. Yes. And that is this too, by the way. This Empress in reverse. What have you done in the past? Have you put yourself first in the past? Because I feel like that's something that some of y'all may have had to go through as far as the lesson goes. This says put yourself first. Loving yourself makes you more romantically attractive. It also pulls in the person that's meant for you. Person that's right for you. Loving yourself. Oh my goodness, I'm still sore. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what someone's really feeling, watch what they're doing. If you say, I want to slow down, or I want to take things slow, or I want to move, let's try to rebuild, but let's do this little by little. We're not falling right back into whatever. That really, how that person reacts to you needing that can tell you a lot about what you need to know about that person. So that's, I think, partially why the main advice is to just take things slow. Anything else? Yeah, two cards came out. These two cards, I already can tell. These might not resonate with everybody, and I haven't read them yet. I just get that vibe. So, stay optimistic. Positive thinking and faith will bring romance into your life, and have faith. The angels are working behind the scenes to make this relationship flourish. So, for some of you, not everybody, right? It depends on what you want. Depends on what you want to choose. But for some of you, this may be you falling into something, getting into something with someone. Could they change? Could the situation change? I'm not going to sit here and tell you no, because I don't know your whole situation and storyline. And, I feel like, yeah, sometimes things work out. But take what you know, what you've already experienced into consideration here, okay? So this isn't everybody's message, but I do feel like it's just in general, and especially for those of you who've been thinking about, finding your person here. If there, especially too, also for some of you, a newer relationship that you're already in or that's coming in soon, this is telling you to stay optimistic and have faith that everything will work out for your benefit or for you. And sometimes things just take time to allow things to unfold so that right situation can find you in the right timing in the right space. This is like you wouldn't want to, meet someone when you were still hurting or still going through something with someone else, like you're still releasing that, because you want to be able to experience that person that's supposed to be meant for you in its fullest form, right? In its fullest glory. And if you have someone else that you're thinking about, someone else that you're still hurting about, something that you're still kind of going through, it's going to prevent you from being able to have that full experience with that new person. And I feel like this is saying just keep that in mind, moving forward. Unrequited feelings here. There's not enough love to keep this relationship going in a healthy way. Unfortunately for some of you, it's not about not having enough love, but it can be about how does that person see love? How do they feel love? What's their experience with love? Because it may be very different from yours. You know what I mean? And you have to think about what you want and what you feel like you deserve for yourself. Okay. Let's get an overall card for advice. I'm going to get Spirit Message Oracle. And then we'll get some initials to close. Okay. What do you have for pile 1 advice moving forward? Y'all have number 44. You will manifest what you need. Now, we talked about this earlier. I said you probably have manifested this without realizing it. You've just been manifesting the best case scenario kind of situation. This is why this is coming to you. And for a lot of you, this has to do with closure, closing a cycle out. Express gratitude as if your plans have already been come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance that you need. Number 44. 4 is a number of protection. And that's what I feel like that has to do with. Okay. I think you may be getting a new realization of the whole thought behind sometimes rejection is divine protection, Live in the present. Yep. Remember, that's on here. The Empress in reverse, the 6 of Cups in reverse is the past. Thinking about the past, being emotionally tied up in the past. This is telling you, stay in the present moment, live in the present moment. Live in the present, and you have the soccer ball. So definitely somebody's been playing games with you here. Now you have this is the black cat on the new moon. Yeah, this super full moon that we have, of course, timeless reading, so I don't know when you're hearing this, but is definitely representing, everything coming to a head, everything coming to a final, the pressure could build, and then here it is, this huge release. So as that release is gone, and then the new moon comes, going through that process of what's this is that's coming towards you, what happens, and then slowly kind of releasing it, so that when that new moon comes, you'll be ready to kind of put your intentions out there of what you're hoping for, what you want for yourself moving forward. We have an I, and there's a W and 2 M's here, an N, a Y, E, X, L, and another X. Okay, so thanks guys so much for being here. Thanks for all y'all's love and support. I appreciate every one of you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 2. So if you chose number 37, nature. I keep wanting to say natural, though. Like, with communication, nature communication, okay. Energies around that, flower energies, and fairy energies, and elemental messages. So, but I keep wanting to say natural communication. So there's something to do with having natural communication, something that comes to you naturally. Yeah, this has to do with expansion and growth with flower energies. But with this Taurus moon that we're having here, it's like grounding something, right? So I think that's really important for y'all's reading as far as what's coming towards you. With this idea of growth and expansion and having natural communication, this Mercury type of energy here, it's just something coming naturally to you. And really being able to ground yourself in that and expand and grow within that. Okay. So some of you may be completing a cycle, or you recently have completed a cycle. Let's see. I don't want to use those For y'all, let's use the answer oracles, because maybe I feel more drawn to these because they have flowers on the back. And you have flowers all over your card. But let's see what this has to do with. What is coming towards you? So there's something to do with communication, grounding something. It feeling natural to you. This feels good. It feels like a good energy. This could be like a new opportunity. And it's like a natural transition. That's what it feels like. Okay. So this could be where you are now or where you're headed. Let's see what this has to do with for pile 1. Or I'm sorry, pile 2. Pile 2. What is coming towards pile 2? Okay. We have hide here, but we also have follow. It's funny here because on follow, this is like following someone, but here you have misleading on this card with hide. So that's interesting combination. We also have reject. And we have threat here too. This isn't what I was expecting. Something or someone that you have been taking in, you're going to start to feel like it's been misguiding you, misleading you. There's this energy here of needing to reject how someone else is teaching you, or that you're following some kind of instructions here in some kind of way. There's a feeling like something is very misleading here with threat. Okay, so here's what I feel. I feel like there's an opportunity that's coming in, and it's going to seem really straightforward. It's going to seem really natural, or this is something you've already experienced. And I feel like you're going to be rejecting this idea, this way of thinking, this understanding. There's something to do with feeling like that this is a threat to you in some kind of way, or a threat to something around you. Could be your livelihood, could be your relationship, that there's it could be some kind of a idea that you have, or that someone's trying to influence you around, that you're going to be rejecting. And this is going to feel like the right thing to do, or the natural thing to do. This could be a job. This could be an idea that you have about, who knows, what you believe in, what you believe you're capable of. There's something to do with following either instructions or following some sort of guide or advice that seems like maybe the right or natural thing to do, but you're feeling called to go a different route or go in a different direction. And there's something to do with it feeling like it's not right for you, feeling like there's this threat around this. You feel like it's threatening. I don't know. Yeah. Corporation. Acceptance, listening, teamwork, and win-win. So this could be part of what you're not. I keep wanting to say the word to ideology, so that might be important. Yeah, it's kind of like that, This is interesting. This is going to be a different type of reading. I'll just go ahead and put that out there. I'm going to use what I hope is called the Sirius Tarot for this. There are 2 cards in this deck that are in front and the back, like this one. I leave them in there just because it has a meaning behind it to me. So what are we really looking at here? What I feel is there's some kind of opportunity or something that's coming towards you, and it doesn't feel like it may come across as being like the natural or right thing to do, but something's off about it. And I think your spotty senses kind of pick up on this, and you decide to turn this down, turn away from this, or reject this altogether. For some of you, this might have to do with some sort of influence when it comes to, possibly when it comes to some sort of teamwork or corporation or cooperation here with others. I feel like this is personal. Like, this feels personal. This feels like if you take this on, it could affect other areas in your life. And even though that might be the natural fit for you to move towards this, you feel like you have to like choose what's most important, because if you do this, it could really threaten, you know, what you already have established in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Tell me about this. Hide. Tell me about this. Justice in reverse. Yeah. Misleading. Libra energy. Follow. Ace of Swords. So there's the truth. There's the new beginning. There's the idea, right? A plan. It could be a plan. Reject. Yeah, the Chariot in reverse is the inability to be able to... I feel like in some way you feel like you would end up being codependent or dependent on someone, or someone would be dependent on you. And I think that this feels taboo, or I don't know, you're just rejecting this, so you don't feel like it's right. This could have to involve traveling here as well. You don't feel like it's gonna put you in a good place. It's for what's best for you. Why is threat here? Yeah, the Queen of Swords in reverse. I keep hearing in my head something threatening your livelihood, but with this threat here, it could be with, like, this could cut someone else out or off in some kind of way. Or this is someone here that's threatening to cut something out in some way. Libra energy, Cancer energies here. Tell me about justice with hide. What is this? This is about you cutting something off because you feel like it's a threat. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, there's an idea of something being very misleading here. This can be like you feel like someone's leading you on kind of feeling going to it. There's something that's just not, it's just not rubbing you right, you know? I think you may surprise yourself here, because I feel like whatever this is, you're going to feel more natural and moving away from this or cutting this out in some way. The Nine of Wands in reverse is something, you know, something is going to be too hard or difficult, or could cause some difficulty, and you're choosing to not take that on, or you're choosing to, something could be too overwhelming, so you decide to let go of it, you know? But there's some kind of unfairness that's been done that's been very difficult, or it could bring on that difficulty. Ace of Swords. Look at that. Another 9. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Again, this is like having an understanding that if you follow in this direction, it's going to cause a lot of stress. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to cause a lot of stress. This is also understanding that maybe a situation has already done that for you, done that to you. And if you continue this, it's only going to lead to that again, or more of that. Why is the Chariot in reverse? Reject. There could be somebody here with the Devil that could be very codependent on you, or this could end up in this way, in some way, and this is what you're trying to prevent from happening. you don't want to have to rely on someone else, or you don't want someone else to have to rely on you, or it's time you put a stop to this codependency that's here with the devil here, because that is definitely codependency. It's also like you're rejecting moving forward here with something because you feel like it's not good for you or good for the situation. Why is the Queen of Swords in the reverse? You're really animate about this, the Moon in reverse. You feel like you've seen everything that you need to see. You've understood everything that you need to understand. Everything has already been revealed to you. And it feels threatening. So you're making this decision here. Someone's trying to get you to cooperate with them. You have a Page of Pentacles here. They could be offering you something big. This even feels like work. Let's just take this into consideration. Let's just say you have a family, and you could take this big opportunity to go and explore in a different state or somewhere else, but you know that you're going to spend like so much time away, and maybe your family is going through something at this time, or there's something significant that's happening at this time, and it's like, well, I know that if I go and do that, it's going to be very hard on my family, you know, it's going to be really stressful on my relationship. So I really feel like this is too much of a threat for me at this time, and you come back to it. But there's someone here that's offering you something. For others of you, this is someone coming in with some kind of offer, wanting to collaborate, wanting to accept or work something out here. And I think that you're feeling like this person or this situation is just very threatening when it comes to your overall environment. What's going to happen here moving forward with this? Tell me more about that Page of Pentacles. Let's do that. The Three of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Two of Swords in the reverse. This could have, I'm sorry. Yeah, that is the Two of Swords. Wait, there's three swords on there. It threw me off for a second. This could be somebody that doesn't want you to cut them out or cut them off or unblock them. With natural communication or nature communication. That Page of Pentacles and Three of Cups, I feel like this looks like walking away from a relationship. And again, you know, I just talked about this being that decision, a hard decision, or being indecisive. But knowing still that this is something that's threatening. So that someone's offering you a position or offering you an ability to come. What is that Three of Cups? Tell me one more. What is that? The Queen of Cups. Tell me what the Two of Swords is in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. I think you're walking away from committing to something here. That's what this is. I feel like this is you walking away from some kind of commitment. But I feel like someone is offering you reconciliation, or this could be a relationship that you're choosing as well over some kind of commitment. I think it's hard for you, but I think that you're walking away from this. Whatever this is that you feel like is, why is it threatening to you here? What's the Moon in reverse and the Devil? Those are bad. That's a bad combination. The Fool is here. It would be you'd have to have a whole lot of faith in this person or this situation here that you're being offered. You would have to have a whole lot of faith. And I feel like that's just not going to happen. you may feel like this choice would be reckless. Like this would be a very reckless choice to make because it could threaten other areas in your life. So it's almost like you know what you have to do. You have to cut this out or cut this off. But someone is definitely offering you this nurturing, like this is someone that would say, oh, we'll take care of everything. We'll take care of them. We'll take care of you. You know, we'll do this and we'll do that. But if you walk away from this, you won't get this opportunity again. It feels pushy. It feels like it's, I don't know, there's something I don't like about it. And I think that's the same thing that you pick up on too. And one of the reasons that you turn this away. Yeah, the 4 cups in reverse. That's the fishy feeling I was feeling. It's like, it's something that seems so straightforward, but you just know and you have this feeling like there's things that are hidden about it that aren't trustworthy. Like, sounds too good to be true. That's what I want to say. That's what it feels like. Sounds too good to be true. Yeah, the Magician in reverse. You feel this like manipulation around this in some way. Interesting. Okay, so what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? The 10 of Pentacles. There's that energy of staying grounded. The Page of Wands. The 8 of Wands. Tell me about the Page of, or 10 of Pentacles. 2 of Wands in the reverse. You choose to stay where you are. This is an energy of wherever you are, whatever you committed to, whatever you built around you. It's like you're choosing to stay in this energy. Stay with that decision. Stay where you are. You feel like this is misleading. This isn't for you. Something's off about it. It's too good to be true. I'm going to stay put. I'm going to stay where I'm at. Page of Wands. 2 cards just came out. A Knight of Swords and a 4 of Pentacles. You may get some kind of message here around like someone wanting to, like rushing in, wanting to, like, this feels like someone's attitude kind of shifts. Like someone goes into overdrive where it even becomes somewhat more fishy. Like this person becomes very persistent, or the circumstance, like they start to get kind of pushy. I said that earlier, didn't I? I said it. Didn't I say that here? Anyway, it starts to feel like someone's getting kind of pushy here with this, which makes you start to wonder, why are you trying to do things so quickly? Why do I need to decide this so quickly? Why do you want me to do this so quickly? What's behind this? 3 of Swords in reverse. Why do I need to heal from this so quickly or come back together so quickly? What is going on here? 10 of Cups in the reverse. There's something to do with the dependency here. I said it before. Like this person dependent on this reconciliation, or this person dependent on you to be like you're the one that they need. This is a crazy combination. This is like, this is like somebody that's like attitude changes and they start to get kind of pushy because they've literally put all their eggs into your basket. Or something like that is going on here. What does that mean? What does this mean? The 7 of Pentacles. What is the 7 of Pentacles? The Nine of Pentacles. There's something to do with time here that's really relevant. Like this person only has a certain amount of time. They're running out of time. Something to do with time is here. Four of Swords in reverse. This person may have like sat on this or waited too long. Now they're kind of running out of time. I feel like you could shatter this person's hopes and dreams somehow or another. I don't know how. Why is the Four of Pentacles here about holding on to this? Why? What is this about, holding on to this? The Page of Swords in reverse. What? That feels like somebody that would say or do whatever they had to say or do in order to, yeah, get things going in the right direction. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's like somebody trying to explain why they need you. Trying to get you to think about it again. Think about it again. So you get to this, you make a decision to stick to with what you have. And here they come, still trying to convince you that in a forceful kind of way, to think about this, to reevaluate, to look at this one more time. Maybe you're not seeing it exactly clearly. Are you seeing what I'm offering you here? You know, it's kind of like, are you seeing what could happen in the future? It's kind of like that kind of feeling. Somebody feels like you're not getting it. What advice do you have here for pile 2? They've waited too long for something. Or they feel like if they wait any longer, they're going to lose this chance for themselves. This is like kind of asking someone to hurry up and get over something, or hurry up and heal. Hurry up and make this decision. I don't know. I don't like it. What do you really need to know about this situation? Come here. Strength. Okay, so this is going to be a challenge for you. This is going to be difficult, but you need to have patience here. 10 of Wands in the reverse. Don't take on anyone else's responsibility. There's something this will have some kind of long-term effect on this person or this situation in some way. And there's two ways. This is what it feels like. It feels like for you, if you take this on, in the long term, it could have a threatening effect on your livelihood or something around you, relationship, whatever this is. But if you don't take this on, it could also have a long-term negative effect on this person. So, but you're the one that's making the decision. The decision is in your hands. That's why this person's so persistent. I don't know what exactly this has to do with. For y'all, it's different because what is this person? Well, what they really want is either to heal or to have some kind of happily ever after, you know, here. But that's, I mean, it's just not realistic. The 10 of Cups in reverse. They don't want to lose that either, but it's just not a realistic energy though. It leads to some kind of long-term success. And if you say no to this person, it puts a damper on that, basically. The World in reverse. Why is strength here for it, boss? The Sun. This is heavy Leo energy. It's about being strong, seeing things for what they are, and that takes a lot of strength. to see things for the way that they are. It also takes a lot of strength to do what's best for yourself. And I think that's what this is about. 10 of Wands in the reverse, not taking on anyone else's responsibilities or burdens. 5 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. This is like make amends with your decision, basically. And the final reason for making this decision is because you feel like this would be too difficult, too hard, or you just don't want to take on or affect or threaten anything around you. You already have too much going on, too much on your plate, or you just feel like it would be too much to carry. Why is the World in reverse? The Knight of Cups in the reverse. Well, you definitely haven't seen the last of this person, or whatever this is. This may come back around eventually at some point. I feel like this person may not get what they want from you and go, move and try a different direction. But I feel like they're going to come back around at some point. Why? I don't know. The 5 of Wands is in reverse. I feel like they're going to go try other situations, try to get others to fall in line in some kind of way with what they want, or get from them what they want. I don't think that's going to work out for this person, and I think they're going to end up coming back around to you at some point. Will you feel differently then? I don't know. That's up to what you experience from here until then with the 7 of Cups in reverse. I feel like for a lot of you with that Hanged Man energy, I think that you've already, unfortunately, seen this situation and you've kind of imprinted it as not being the best situation for yourself. And with that being said, I don't feel like that you're no longer in an emotional confused state about how you see something and what the direction is that you need to take. And despite it being a difficult looking at it in this way, because it's not actually what you really want. You're just trying to do what's best for you or best for others in the situation. And it's hard to kind of stick to that, but I think that you will. You're capable. You have strength here. You are capable of this. But at somewhere down the line, I think this person's going to come back around again because they don't. That 7 of Cups in reverse is telling me that this person may not be finding what it is that they need anywhere with anyone else or with any other situation. And so, they keep coming back to you. Even if this is like a boss and you turn down an opportunity for something, you have the 5 of Pentacles maybe financial opportunity for something, because you feel like even though you may gain something out of it, of course, it would be detrimental to your family, in a negative way. But then they give you some time to sit on it, and then they come back around asking again. I still feel like that you have the same answer. Anything else that we need to know for pile 2? Moving forward. 6 of Cups. In Judgment. You may have some kind of reconciliation here with somebody. Renewal or reconciliation. Or this is a brand new energy that may be coming in. The 2 of Cups in reverse. Nope, this is past energy. The Ace of Cups in reverse. If you do have a new energy that's here, the past, not being able to trust someone or a situation could definitely have a profound effect on anything new that's coming towards you. So keep that in mind. That could be your blockage in the future, is the experience that you've had of the past. Be careful of that. For some of you, if there's some kind of a reconciliation here in some way, that could lead to something similar. Having a hard time trusting anything new, Even if this has to do with career or something like that, it's like, don't let this past experience of a lack of being able to trust the situation affect your future and the future opportunities that you have for yourself. because if you do, it can certainly. Knight of Pentacles in reverse will definitely slow you down. Yeah. Give yourself some time to find balance here. And make sure you reassure yourself the reason that you're making the decision that you're making. And why. That's important. Why am I making this decision? Because of X, Y, and Z. And I've already thought about this, you know. And then sticking to it. Because I do feel like there is someone here that's kind of relentless. They may even change their approach to try to get you to change your mind for some of you. Stay grounded in the decision that you make. That's what this energy here to me is overall. Now looking at it with nature communication, stay grounded to what decision that you're making here and why it's important to you. And when it comes, especially when it comes to the foundation that you currently have or already have built. Self-limiting beliefs. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. I talked about this here. This is coming out as advice. Happiness. So believing in your own happiness is really important here, and how you get that, how you achieve that, and where you are. New discoveries that lead to celebrations. Love yourself first. We have manifestation here. Law of attraction. Thoughts become things. So to me, that's pretty self-explanatory. You also have evaluation at the bottom. Feed out what no longer serves you. Reevaluate the situation. That's what this whole reading is about. If you take that on, what's going to happen? You know that. Reevaluate how you've gotten to where you are. And don't let just because you went through this experience, take the lessons from it. Don't take the experience along with you itself. Just take the lessons that you learned from it. If you take the whole damn experience that you had into your future, then you're going to project that experience onto every decision that you make in the future, and you won't be fully allowing yourself new experiences when you get the opportunity for them. What could really make you happy, because you have this idea of that past experience that it's overshadowing that. So there's this understanding that you need to come into and have of yourself of what is a projection of my past and what is the lesson that I learned from that I can implement into this new experience. And part of that could be just simply listening to your intuition. Definitely there's this manifestation energy that's coming in for you, though. So at the time I'm filming this, we're fixing to have the super full moon. It's a time of letting go and opening up to something new things. So this is important for you guys, especially if this past energy or decision or person or this threat that's here in whatever way, shape, or form is lingering. You could create a whole nother cycle in a similar situation or same. What advice overall do you have for pile 2? Prioritize self-care. Basically what I was getting at. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. So again, we don't trust anybody. We're very closed off to everybody. Then we don't allow other people to come in and actually have good intentions, that actually want to help. So it just kind of, expressing that to you all over again. So very important. I don't know. I feel like that y'all need one more. I'm going to grab one of these. These are the Soul Truth Oracles. What's the overall energy for pile 2 advice-wise they need to be left with this? Okay, y'all have. Hold on. Let's put these back. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? So that ties into this too. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. It's that codependency that's there. Not falling into that is important. Only kind of getting into a place where you rely on yourself, and definitely you rely on yourself when it comes to having your boundaries up. We can give of ourselves and then get mad at the other person for not giving back, but we can also be upset with ourselves for not putting the boundaries when they needed before you start to get depleted, right? To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe that we are worthy of them. And that's hard here because there may be somebody for some of you that's trying to convince you otherwise, right? When you are listening to your gut, you're listening to your intuition. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. And this is really important for y'all. Because you may struggled with this in the past. When someone needs you, you're the person that's there. Even if you're not in the place where you're able to give. So this is like you've made a decision and this is sticking to that decision. And no matter, this is a big test, I feel like, for some of you. Like no matter what this person kind of says to you or comes across as or whatever the situation, there's still this understanding of knowing what boundaries you need to set when it comes to yourself and your decision. I have everything that I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. That's what I kept saying earlier. Doing what's best for you here. Not what's best for the other person, but sometimes you have to do that, and it sucks because it means that other person's, like I said before, going to have a difficult time. But there's also this understanding of you having, you have to sometimes set boundaries. It's important. You have the world with the heart. So this could be a long distance situation. It could be like closure here as well, with that being the world. Travel could be important here. It's okay to make mistakes. Focus on the good. Yeah, you may feel like sometimes too, when you overgive yourself, like I said before, you may feel just as guilty because you fed the monster. You created this, to be honest, and it's like you kind of have to sit with that with yourself for a minute. But it's okay to make those mistakes and realize it and just, change it moving forward. That's all you can do. Life's what you make it. Yep. J and I is here. We also have an M or W. O-S-E. Moses just came to mind. Josie's there. We have D. Some is right there. H. V. N. and Y. New York. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you here. So thank you so much for being here. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys with this, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose the number 24, use your time well. Make every moment count. So that's pretty self-explanatory, right? There's no hidden code in that. So we're talking about what is coming towards you. And with this, obviously, time is very relevant here. This kind of reminds me of my cat George. Of course, everything does, right? 24 is 6. 6 is the Lovers in tarot, so that could be relevant. It's talking about what's right for you, what aligns with your morals and your values. But it also can be like making decisions when it comes to your own stability, where you feel safe or where you feel comfortable. So what is coming towards you? Now, I've used something different for everybody, and I'm drawn to these for y'all. This is the Twin Flame Audio Oracles. So what is coming towards pile 3? What is coming towards pile 3? Make every moment count. Use your time well. What is coming towards pile 3? Time is a big deal. Photographs. There we go again with time. Memories, nostalgia, the past returns, going back to something. Now listen, we're fixing to go in retrograde as I'm filming this. This is timeless reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody. But we are fixing to go in retrograde, so that means that we have a lot of past stuff that's coming to the surface for healing or for understanding, however you want to look at it, in order for us to go into the new energy. We're also having a super full moon at this time, so right here towards the end of the year. So there's definitely a big emphasis about everything coming to an head. And we're starting your reading with time and past energy. So I feel like that's relevant here. What is coming towards... I just saw outside influences and bottled up. But what is coming towards pile 3? Unhealthy choices. There's a clock behind her. You see that? Same clock. Bad eating habits. Focus on your health. And careful who and what you let in. We have a big heart here. Some of y'all need to be careful about who you have around you, who you're telling your stuff to here with friendship. Or this was a lesson that you've learned with your heart. This is someone that is generous, loving, kind, can be trusted. Wasting time. Bottom of the deck is... There is no bottom of the deck. Okay. I want to get something else, though, for y'all. These are the Messages of Love Oracle deck. These have different things on them, but they can be like what someone's saying. It says, not worth waiting for, prolonging the inevitable, and nothing good will come of it. Some of y'all may be wondering if you're wasting time waiting for someone or if you're wasting time on someone. Like if something's a right choice for you or not. Fear's starting to set in for some of you, but it may be that you're wondering if someone's genuine or not. For some of you, you've experienced this and you're kind of solidifying that into, your future. What is coming towards pile 3? What is coming towards pile 3? What is coming towards pile 3? Yeah, reciprocity. I want to have equal give and take. So this has to do with being on the same page and wondering if you're wasting your time here, if someone can be trusted or not, if this is the right choice for you or not. And there's something to do with past energy that you may be projecting onto the situation here as well. You have irreplaceable. Okay, so maybe there's some past energy here that you're having a hard time releasing. The way that you love can never be matched. We're just going to have to take a look at this past energy and see how this is affecting you. We have values. Yeah, I talked about. We have too many differences. Yeah, there's just trying to figure out. You're trying to understand if a situation is right for you or not. For some of you, this has to do with what went wrong in a situation, Okay, I need the tarot. I'm going to grab... We're actually going to use this deck. I get asked about this deck, and she doesn't make them anymore. This was from Twin Flame, Leo Vibes 1111. She had another name too, but anyway, I can't access the website to tell you what this deck is named, but I think it's like the full tarot, if I remember correctly. Anyway, okay. Maybe some of y'all are Leo or dealing with the Leo. Yeah, this is trying to figure out what to do. You may be feeling like something is a bad choice for you, but you may have feelings here, for this person. You may love and care about this person, but you're wondering, am I wasting my time? Is this somebody I can trust? But there may be some comparison that's going on here with past energy that's influencing this. There's the Fool right there. Did y'all see that? Okay. There's the Two of Wands. That's the second time I've seen that in reverse. It can be like when you change your mind about something, you know, or you feel like you're making the wrong choice or wrong decision. You need to come up with a different plan. Tell me about photographs. What is coming towards? There's something here that's going to... I feel like... Well, let's just get the tarot. What is coming towards pile 3? Photographs. Page of Swords information. Okay, now I can say. I feel like there's some kind of information that you may be getting or that may spark up in some way that makes you like question something. Makes you curious or wondering about something. I don't know. This can also be like, are you being honest with yourself here? You know, unhealthy choices. Ooh, Queen of Cups in reverse. Cancer energy. Big heart. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Wasting time. The Emperor. I mean, this is most definitely you thinking that you're wasting time here with somebody. I'm just being honest. Like, I feel like you're not, you may be realizing that you're not being honest with yourself, and you may be saying, you know, I really am probably wasting my time here. Aries energy's there. You may feel like this is not an equal give and take. I feel like there's past... What is that Page of Swords in the reverse? Either this is something that you feel like you're repeating of the past, or you may feel like that this is... There's... The Two of Swords in reverse can be being blocked. There's something that's haunting you here of the past in some way, shape, or form. It's making you feel like this is not the best decision. But you may be having a difficult time with this because you do love this person, you do care about this person, and you feel like you're a good match. Well, that's hard, huh? Queen of Cups in the reverse with unhealthy choices. The Eight of Swords. I think you get stuck in your head about how you feel about this person. Across the board, you may feel like your values align as far as like this, I guess, how do I say that? Like you enjoy each other on a level of you feel like you really ignite or match this person. But there's a part of you, and that maybe because you've already seen certain things about this person, depending on especially how long you've been with them, what those things are, or what your experiences have been. But whatever it is, I feel like emotionally you're kind of trapped in your head about it, because I feel like there's a part of you that feels like that this isn't like you feel like that this person is not right for you or not the right decision. But it's confusing because you feel like this person matches you. Why do I feel this way? Because I feel like this person would be perfect for me or just right for me, but why am I feeling this way? It could have to do with how this person is. There also may be somebody that you're in your head about, but you feel like that's hold from your past that you feel like wouldn't be a healthy choice for you, but you're stuck in your head about that because there's still emotions that are tied up into that somehow or another. Anyway, let's keep going. Why is that Ten of Swords in the reverse with a big heart? This is like when you genuinely love this person or the situation, or you just want to, you know, nothing can make you not love this person. This is that feeling. Or because you feel like that the potential's so great that you are willing to get over something, even if you feel like it's not the best choice. But then there's another part of you that feels like, oh my gosh, could just be wasting my time here. Tell me more about that Ten of Swords in reverse. Well, now you have an Ace of Wands in reverse. So you're definitely trying to figure out, can you trust the situation? There's also for some of you something big here that you're having to already get over or get past. I don't know what that is. What is that? The Chariot. It's Cancer energy. What is that about? The Ten of Cups in the reverse. This feels like having to choose between where your heart is and what you feel like is right for you. That's not everybody's situation, though. Because it's funny how you have big heart here and you have this big heart that's right here. You know? This can be like having to do what's for your highest good, even though it hurts. And this may be part of like the decision that you're trying to make. Like for those of you where this is just someone that you're dealing with here, it's very difficult because you have memories here with this person. But I think for a lot of you, you have memories of this person not being honest, not being loyal, you know, being very reactive or doing whatever they do here, where it gave you an appropriate reasoning for blocking this person off or choosing something different. Like you have clear proof, evidence, understanding of, or you just know, like, this is something that probably isn't great for you, probably isn't right for you. The decision somehow or another that you're making, you feel like is probably not the best decision. But your emotions are tied up into this, maybe because of history, but for some of you, it's because of how you match this person, how you equal this person. But I think that as time goes by with this Emperor and wasting time, you're starting to wonder here, things are starting to be kind of shown to you in some way, where you're wondering if you actually aren't as of a match with this person as you thought. And that there are differences here. It's hard to see them because you feel like you match with this person so much. How confusing is that? That's very confusing. When you, on the surface, you know, you match with this person, you're in the same position in your life, or you want the same things, or you know, your morals and your values, everything lines up perfectly, right? And you're like, this is my person. This is like who I'm meant to be with. I feel it, like everything is like lining up. But emotionally, it doesn't feel right, or it doesn't feel like you feel like something's missing, or you've already had experiences with this person that have caused damage here to the connection emotionally in some way. But something is not right. And you're asking yourself in this, what's coming towards you, am I wasting my time here? I need to get this understanding and get this under control of whether or not I'm wasting my time here with this person, because I feel like something is off, something is missing. But there's a part of you that has too big of a heart to want to hurt this person by choosing to go in a different direction, maybe even independently. Well, that's a hard place to be. Why is the Emperor here? Oh, the Tower in reverse. Yeah, that's kind of what I just got done saying. This is you, I feel like, trying to avoid a disaster, yeah. Something happened here, though, that sparked this understanding of overall the devastation of something here. And it has to do with time. Like realizing the longer you spend time in this Eight of Swords, feeling stuck or trapped or in your head, and not making a decision, the longer or the harder it will be to close a cycle out here. And there's a need to step up and avoid a disaster altogether. So, tell me about the Tower in reverse, the Scorpio energy that's there. Death in reverse. Yeah, some of you may already feel like you're repeating another cycle. This could be a cycle like with someone that you feel very similar to a past cycle with someone. You know where this is headed. Or this could be that same person that you've already had an experience with and you're like, I can tell where this is headed. Something happened here that was disappointing, but it was a wake-up call, and I don't know what that is. It's different for everybody. It's something that didn't happen. Or there's a false start or an opportunity that was turned down. I don't know. It's like there's this feeling of not wanting to hurt somebody or not wanting to, what is this? Like, if somebody has their hopes up about something and you have ever stayed in a situation for too long because you just didn't want to hurt that other person? It's that feeling that's here. There's something behind it, though, in the reasoning for that. Page of Cups. There could be a child here for some of you. That could be why. Children could be important. But again, this is like wanting to be compassionate. This feels like an energy of having to choose if you want to live your life to appease someone else or for someone else's happiness or security, or if are you doing them an injustice because you're not doing it for, it's not what you want, you know? This is like, I need to take control of this before this gets away from me with time. What is that Two of Swords in the reverse with that Page of Swords in reverse? What is that about? The Ace of Swords in reverse. So maybe you weren't honest or didn't tell the truth here, or in the past. Or you made a bad decision here. You weren't honest about something. You made a bad decision. You have the Two of Pentacles here in reversed again. This could just be an inner knowing. Like, I know this is not what I need to be doing. Your priorities weren't in the right way. I don't know. It feels like you chose something that you know you shouldn't have. That's what this feeling is in your past. But it's like you didn't want to look at it. Okay, so this just popped out. Yeah. This is something emotional. For some of you, this is someone in your past, or this is just like an understanding that you have. The Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Swords is something here still hurts. You're still feeling the effects of something. And by still feeling the effects of something big, something that was meaningful to you, or like this could be potential. Hey, you know, this could be a relationship that you're trying to decide to get away from. You feel like because of something happening, you don't see the potential here anymore. And you're just kind of you feel like you're stringing this person along because you're afraid of the aftermath. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, you know? It's that kind of feeling. For others of you, this is something that you're still holding on to emotionally that's very painful. And so you may have made decisions based off of the pain that you were feeling and not prioritizing, you know, being honest or truthful around this, around how something has affected you, how something has influenced you. What's Death in reverse? The Six of Cups. Yeah. This can be like, you feel like if you reconcile here with this person or you reconcile with the situation, you could just be repeating history, repeating the past. Okay. So, what are we seeing here as far as what's coming towards you? Okay. So, I feel like you're going to get some kind of information. you're going to get an opportunity to be honest about something. And it has to do with how something or someone affected you in the past. And I feel like you aren't completely honest with yourself about that. Or someone has lied about it. And instead, they weren't prioritizing the truth here of the situation, which has led to this. And now you're in a whole different situation, a whole different circumstance, and you're needing to take control of this before it kind of ends into disaster, or you end up repeating another cycle here. Because you may not only be wasting your time, but you could actually be wasting someone else's, even though you're trying to prevent hurting someone else. And there may be a pretty good reason for that. Page of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups. There could be a pretty good reason for that here, as far as other people around, or caring about this person. Okay, so what's going to happen here moving forward? Because I feel like you're, with this Emperor energy, you're stepping in your power. You know, you're stepping in the, taking control of the situation so that you don't repeat a cycle. So what does that entail moving forward for pile 3? King of Wands in the reverse. That's the quite opposite of what I just said. Queen of Wands. Oh. The Four of Cups. King of Wands in the reverse. The World in reverse. Queen of Wands here. The Nine of Cups. The Four of Cups. The Nine of Wands. I'm just going to be honest. I see a lot of y'all just falling right back into this. Even though here, you're needing to take control. Give me some more for the World and the King of Wands in the reverse. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Nine of Cups, Queen of Wands. The Four of Swords in reverse. I feel like some of you are just going to continue this, hoping for something just to change. But I feel like at some point it's going to become very difficult. With that Four of Cups and that Nine of Wands, I feel like initially this was something that you were very invested or attracted or interested in at some point. But I feel like someone else still is, but I don't feel like you are anymore. There's a lack of commitment or a lack of loyalty that's here of the situation, and I feel like over time that's going to definitely do detriment to this relationship altogether. And this is negatively. This Four of Swords in reverse, you have someone here that goes into overthinking about happiness and being happy, and if not feeling happy. Strength in reverse. Yeah, I feel like time kind of gets the best of you here, and I also feel like you have a hard time finding the courage and strength to separate yourself from this or make the right decision for yourself. And I think that over time, that tower still may happen. I think you may have just, it's like you're prolonging it. It's almost like you know you're wasting your time, but you're just almost kind of buying time. This feels like instead of, you're just, this is what it feels like, okay? I'm just going to tell you what I feel. It feels like you want out of a situation. But you don't want to hurt somebody for whatever the reasons of that is. And so what you do is you kind of just, you put off this really negative vibe with this person that almost kind of shows them how unhappy you are. By that, they start to overthink, overanalyze, and then that ends up being, this ends up being too much for this connection to withhold, because nobody's saying the honest truth of anything. This may be something too for some of you, not everybody, okay, but this may be something that you got into based off of the attraction that you felt for this person, because we talk so much about this being like your perfect match. But you're starting to feel like, I don't know, I just feel like you feel like there's some stuff missing here. And that you're repeating a cycle. Well, the Eight of Pentacles is there. Yeah, there's something to do with not expanding or growing in the way that you want. Maybe you and this person keep repeating the same kind of cycle back and forth. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's just what I just got done saying. You have Leo energy here. You have Capricorn. You have all the signs out, okay? Really. But right here. 10 of Wands, yeah. Use your time well. Now I know why that's here. Temperance, too, at the bottom. Sagittarius energy. Use your time well. What are we going to use to get advice? I want to get an affirmator, actually. But I want to get some of these two. Over time, this is going to start to weigh more and more on you. Over time, with this temperance that's being here too, with that Nine of Swords in reverse, be careful of this, because this does feel like you just kind of settle for, This feels like settling. I don't feel like, commitment, values, time. Some of y'all overwhelmed is there. Some of y'all feel like you're just running out of time. And you just want to freaking find somebody already. And you already have this experience with this person. So it's better to just make it work where you're at. But some of you have already experienced a lot of cycles with this person. Or you just feel like I feel like this has something to do with trying to avoid the inevitable in a way. Because the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse with that 10 of Wands. It's like the weight and the pressure of this is going to just continue to keep building. And you may even start to adapt to that weight or pressure as just being how life is. But it's not how life is. Yes, life is difficult at times, but no, you don't have to settle. What advice do you have for pile 3? You have spread your wings, confidence that leads to freedom and growth. Ask your angels, seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. Okay, these all came out together. Be open to change. Be receptive to new experiences. Change leads to growth. Acceptance and embrace. Accept past and current situations. Work through issues gracefully. Find peace with your current state of being. So if you're not open to something changing here, or if you're in a place to where, because the death is about change. Being in reverse is like nothing changes. If you don't decide on it, nothing changes. But this is you being open to change or accepting where you are. But either way, embrace that decision. I mean, this feels like deciding to just accept where things are, where you are, and, every day being grouchy about it. And it's like, well, you're accepting the situation. Make peace with it if that's what you're choosing. If not, embrace the change. These readings have been coming across as like self-limiting beliefs. That's a big part of this too. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. Maybe you were grown up to believe that you had to put your happiness on the back burner and put everybody else's stuff in front of yours. We wonder why we're so screwed up. I mean, if you can't figure out what you want, how are you going to be able to draw in the right person that's meant for you? I mean, anyway, let's get an affirmator. I mean, you're not doing the other person any kind of justice either, If you're in a situation where it's just a wasting your time, you're wasting the other person's time, then even if you think you're prolonging this person's pain or hurt or frustration or whatever by hanging in there, how mad would you be if somebody came to you and said, I fell out of love with you like years ago. I just didn't want to hurt your feelings. If you say it like that, it's like, well, my God, I think I've hurting worse now than I would have then. Okay, so let's see. What advice do you have for pile 3? Look, ups and downs. I can't wait to read this. Because that's what this is about. Like, this is what this feels like. It says, I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what makes things fun and interesting. And when I look back, even puking on myself makes for a good story. So yeah, this is having that feeling to it of ups and downs are natural to have in any relationship, right? But how far is the down, and how long does the down last? And how up have you been? I need to get another card for that because I don't know how to explain that fully, but you know what? Let's do this. No, I'm against that. Okay. I guess let's get a Soul Truth Oracle. What are you really committing to? That's something that you need to put here. Because it is your time. It's funny whenever we're in a position where we realize that we're somewhere we don't want to be, and you're committing to wasting your own time as well. Okay. Pile 3, overall advice. Pile 3, overall advice. Let's see what we got. We have, how can I be more flexible right now? What are you trying to control? The Tower. It's funny about the Emperor and the Tower in reverse. The Tower is going to come down eventually. It's all going to come to a head eventually. Eventually, everything's going to come out in some kind of way, shape, or form. But you can only hold it down or hold it back for so long, right? Like that could be part of this as far as a lesson goes. Okay, so sorry guys, I ran out of storage on my phone. Thank gosh I looked at it when I did. Okay, so what are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. Okay. I don't know, it's to do with this ups and downs, like knowing when a situation is just like you're going through something, and knowing when it's not an up and down situation. It's a more down than anything. But knowing the difference, Okay, what other advice do you have? And then we'll get some initials to close. Joyful times. Number 71. A celebration is coming up. A wedding, a proposal, a birthday, or achievement will be a wonderful time in your life. Okay, so I feel like this could possibly be some sort of test around this situation. Should I tie into that? Should I look into that? Let's look into that. There's something here that's going to come into your life that's worth celebrating, and I feel like this person, you may be able to tell this person from this person's reaction in some kind of way. I don't know. I feel like something's coming to a head, but let me see. What is joyful times? What does this mean? Why are you showing me this for advice? The Fool. Yeah, you have a new opportunity here, some sort that's coming in. The Five of Cups. See that combination? This is a new opportunity, and this Five of Cups is about mistakes, regrets, loss, disappointments, with joyful times. This is like being invited to something big, and the person that you're with is overly jealous, and they don't want you to go, so you miss out. You know, this feels like this is going to show you a lot, though. What is this meant to show you with this full energy and Five of Cups? The Moon in reverse. This is going to reveal a lot to you about this person. The Sun, that's about revealing. And the Knight of Wands. It's also going to reveal a lot to you about yourself. Yeah, Temperance. And what really brings you that balance and peace. I want to have an equal give and take. I feel like there's it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me kind of feeling here. That could be it right there. That feels off. I also feel like whatever this is, it's going to reveal to you what you want or what brings you, I don't know, this Knight of Wands and this Temperance. I feel like there's this energy of being excited or wanting to go, or it's just, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, look at that. Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so whatever happens, this is not what I was expecting to come out with advice. Three of Pentacles. Good vibes only. Whatever happens here with this situation, this person, it's going to show you something about this person that you have already been contemplating or sitting on or thinking about or wondering about. It has to do with settling for something, settling with this or something. But this is going to ignite this person's, there's something here, a way that they react to something that you're getting. Some kind of celebration, somewhere to go. I don't know what this is. Joyful times. There's the way that this person reacts to this shows you clearly what direction that you need to take. And you have a Two of Cups in the reverse, which is separation, a breakup. This can also be realizing you can't trust someone, or, you're committing to yourself and what you feel like will, learning your lesson here, committing to yourself and moving in a direction where you feel like good vibes only, right? I don't know. I feel like you get a big boost of confidence in what you need to do moving forward after this occurs. Interesting. I was not expecting that. So I don't even know where to go from that. Already got advice, so let's get some initials to close. And charms, of course. Huh. Okay. So I feel like you may stick around in a situation for a little bit longer. But I think that something's going to be shown to you. It's going to put a fire up your butt. And you have this one. If you never try, you'll never know. And that sums this reading up, right? I feel like this is you just trying to make, trying to build something or trying to make peace or trying to make it work. So at least you can say you tried, right? B-E-T, beat. I have an N, I, J, Q, H, maybe an A, and a C. Beat is right there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave you right here. So thanks. Maybe. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. So if you chose number 41, forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. So I really feel like this has something to do with being gentle with yourself. I feel like there's some things here that perhaps maybe this is what's coming towards you, something that helps you to understand to let go, or you need to let go of something that you just basically is like no longer serving you, some kind of conditioning perhaps, some kind of memory even. Not allowing it to define who you are. Okay, so we're going to get into different types of oracles, and I just kind of choose different oracles for everybody, but for y'all, I'm going to get the Twin Flame Audio oracles to start. So Pile 4, what is coming towards you, Pile 4? What is coming towards you? Pile 4, what is coming towards Pile 4? Oh, yeah, we have the final dance, last chance, all or nothing, not playing games. Wow. And we have the world. Something's definitely coming to an end. Completion, new worlds opening up, and rewards after hard lessons. So I do feel like that maybe for some of you, you've been through a hard lesson, and I feel like what's coming towards you is this understanding of this being the ending of it, this being the finale maybe of it. Let's see what this entails. Painting red roses. Trying to fix it, correcting, improving something, making the best out of a bad situation. We also have spiritual death, rebirth process, self-discovery, and dark night of the soul. Wow, guys, you have Empress in the daydreaming here. Fantasizing, escapism, wishful thinking. We have fertility, nature, reclaim your power, and highly desirable. You also have, and this is important, drinking to forget at the bottom. I don't actually know why I got these out. I wasn't looking to get any more out. Okay, so what's coming towards you? So I do feel like that what is coming towards y'all, you know what, hold on. Let me go ahead and get my tarot deck, because, I don't know, I feel like I need it in my hands, and I'm actually going to grab a different one from what I had for y'all. Just 1 second. Yes. I'm going to use this is the Woman's Earth Woman's Tarot. And, we'll see what that is that just flew out on its own. It's the Empress and the Three of Cups in the reverse. You're needing to look at the Queen of Wands is under the bottom of the deck with the Three of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. There's this feeling here of your inner knowing the truth, having this inner knowing when it comes to connection, relationship, group of people. The Three of Cups in reverse is knowing when you need to separate yourself, listening to your intuition, knowing when you need to detach from others. And I feel like what's happening here is there's something here that's coming out that's getting you this understanding of what you needed to detach from and why. And there's this idea of just kind of solicitating that, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Because the Queen of Wands with that Three of Swords is telling you to step into your power when it comes to this betrayal, pain, hurt. Think about what you're investing in when it comes to that. Okay, so let's see what's coming towards you. What actually causes this, because you have the bottom of the deck, which I didn't even mention, actually. Talked about how important it was. It says drinking to forget, trying to move on the rebound, deeply missing you. So there's this feeling here of needing to move on from something. It's the same thing your card says, but not forgetting who you are, forgetting what this caused you to be, or who this caused you to be. This betrayal, this pain, this hurt. You know, and it's not like you're painting the roses red here. This is about basically understanding, like trying to make the best out of a bad situation and the difficulty around that. Okay, so tell me about what's going to happen with pile 4 with final dance. What is this final dance? You have the Emperor. You have the Empress and the Emperor here out already. You may have had some sort of final... this is about you taking control of how something ends. How you're closing that chapter. You may have had this may be like you're closing a big chapter out here in your life, something that went on or lasted a long time, and this is a final ending of that, and going through the different emotions when it comes to what you're feeling, and particularly in the way that something has ended here, how you're feeling about how something ended. And perhaps not letting your emotions kind of eat away at you when it comes to this, because you can tell in this card she's really upset, obviously, that she's having to paint those roses red. What's coming towards you? You have Aries energy there. What's the World? What is this about? Knight of Wands with the World. Why is there painting red roses? You have the Hanged One. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm just going to be honest. This feels like it has just to do with you, and what's coming towards you is getting control of how you're processing something. This is important because this could actually create some significant blockages for you moving on in your life if you are in this energy of not being able to. There's anger that's here, you know, with this Hanged One. It's about being stuck, feeling like you're stuck at how you're seeing something, because there's this idea of something that just doesn't improve, doesn't get better, and there's anger built up around that, something not improving, something not getting better, not being able to, maybe even like you're in your head try to make the best of what happened, you know, not being able to. Tell me about the spiritual death. Yeah, the Six of Wands. This is recognizing here this spiritual death is this right here. This conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. So this was an experience that you went through. It wasn't something that defines who you are or what you're capable of. And there, you're in the middle, like you're in the trenches when it comes to that, and needing to kind of pull yourself out of this. This spiritual death, the rebirth process here. This dark night of the soul energy, this is something that some people don't really like talk about, but getting yourself out of that dark night of the soul space, getting yourself out of that takes an incredible amount of strength and diligence. And that's what the Emperor is here for. That's what the Emperor does. And you're basically needing to like see a situation or see something for what it is in order for you to be able to push forward or move forward, and not allow that to mess things up for you in your future here. That's what this Empress and daydreaming energy is about. I also feel like there may be someone here that may be fixing to go into a dark night of the soul, like they're fixing to go into some kind of a hard process. Probably the same energies that you're feeling at this time is something this person may be, fixing to kind of go into. Okay, so tell me about the Emperor. You have the Moon in reverse. Confirmation. So you have that Moon, Pisces, Cancer energy there. When it's in reverse, it's like you're coming out of this, right? You're coming out of this, like what I just said. This needing to take control of this is really important. This final dance here. Needing to take control of your emotions is very important. So when you go into that anxious place, that place of where anxiety takes control of you and you can't see up from down when it comes to your emotions, this can be when you have a lot of ups and downs in your emotions about a particular situation, or your just emotions are basically ruling you, or running your day, basically, it's needing to get control of that. And the ending here of something, the final dance here in something. Why is that Knight of Wands here? It's the High Priestess. You know this. Like, I'm sitting here telling you all this, but you already really know this. There's also something that's been shown to you that about a situation or about someone that should be the closure that you need. It should be, you should be able to take now what you have. The thing that's eating you up is your emotions. I just feel like everything's already been shown to you that you needed to see. And now you have to get control of that and move forward, and that's up to you. Pisces energy's there again. Tell me about that Hanged one. Yeah, the Six of Swords in reverse. There's the transition that you're needing to make. And you're still hanging on this tree. You're still hanging on this tree upside down, trying to see another perspective. Show me a different type of perspective, please. Show me anything different from what I'm seeing. You may have waited for this, understanding or seeing this. You may have been just in your head trying to try to figure out the lesson or the best way of looking at it, or what all the information you need to know in order to see making the best out of this situation for yourself. You may have been kind of just stuck in this space, and you're needing to pull yourself out of it, because that Six of Swords is in reverse. It's like basically like hoping, wishing, and waiting that there's going to be something else that you see that's going to make you feel better about how things are. Tell me about that Six of Wands with Death. Yeah, look at there. There it is. The Eight of Swords with the Six of Wands. These sixes, these are healing. This is about healing. You needing to heal, needing to forget, needing to move on. What is the Six of Swords in the reverse? The Knight of Swords. Yeah. There's a deep need to want to try to understand someone's actions. Some of you may have even been kind of waiting for someone that's never happened. Like, no one's going to save you from this emotion that you're feeling. This is you needing to save yourself from this. And as harsh as that sounds, this is your opportunity to show up for yourself and pull yourself out of the trenches. You can do this. You're strong enough. You can do this. There isn't anything else to understand with this. The Knight of Wands in reverse. There is no understanding here. This feels like a kind of a lost cause. Like you're trying to understand some sort of madness, and it's like you can't. It's just like this here, painting the roses red. It's like that's madness, right? It's like you're trying to understand the situation or the madness of it. You're trying to understand someone else's madness of the situation, and you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to because it's madness. Because it doesn't make any sense. Whether that's you not having any sense to be made, like you don't have an understanding of it, or it's just someone or a situation that is unfortunate. It unfortunately happens that there are circumstances like this, or that there are people like this. And it's realizing that that's your safe haven, is realizing that and letting that just be. Not trying to fix it, not trying to correct it, not trying to make the best out of it. There's this feeling here of just lay your wand down. You're still fighting for some understanding. Okay. This Eight of Swords is keeping you from being successful at getting out of this. This is what we're talking about. This is what's coming towards you, because I do feel like with this understanding, you're going to break yourself free from this. But you have to make it through the understanding part of it first. That you need to let go of some things here. I know it's difficult. I mean, I understand the difficulty of it, but like I said before, this is like when you have this opportunity here to show up for yourself. You're needing to show up for yourself. Why is that Eight of Swords here? This is the trenches, by the way, the Eight of Swords. And look what she's standing in. I love the synchronicities. Why is the Eight of Swords here? It's the Two of Swords. Yeah, you're blocking yourself from the success. The Six of Swords. I know this how this feels to have somebody say this. Because until you can really get control of this yourself, it really kind of doesn't really matter as much. The words don't mean as much as what somebody can say is, hey, you're blocking yourself from success. You have to you have to stop that. And it's like, I'm trying, I'm trying. It's hard. The Two of Swords is a very harsh energy too. It's basically like she's blindfolded there. So it's like somebody asking you to choose a direction to go in and you can't even see the path in front of you. How do you choose it? So stepping into the unknown is something that's here. And that's part of this. When you come out of that dark night of the soul, or when you come out of this spiritual rebirth here, or this self-discovery, because this did teach you something about yourself. That's knowledge that you have. When you come out of this, it's a battle to come out of this. You have 10 swords right here. So this is the ending here, and you're trying to be successful at overcoming this ending. This is brutal, the Ten of Swords. I told you in the beginning, I feel like that you are closing a cycle out here, and this is it, this 10 swords, but you're in the last stretch of it. And you're needing to look, she's up here, she's holding the wand, and she's like, here I am. But you're needing to look down here at this Eight of Swords and see yourself and where you are, and reach down and grab yourself from that place. And know that, yes, you're walking into an energy of not knowing or being able to see what's in front of you. But sometimes in order to move, you need to move here. In order to move from this energy, this feeling, you have to be able to choose the unknown. Because it doesn't matter what sword you're choosing here. Either path is unknown. So you just have to start moving, That's moving on. gosh, I just landed on the tower. That's transformation. This is a wake-up call. This is a realization. Just try it. Just try it. Just try to walk away from this thought. This is the emperor, okay? With the moon. He's yielding the moon to where he wants it to be, when he wants it to be there. This is what you're needing to do, and these are the emotions. So do that in which way you feel like is best and the healthiest for you. You know, this is the best way to describe it, is let's just say you had somebody you deeply cared about, a good friend, and someone that you want to be there for, and you look at that person and you say, you see them going through what you've gone through, what you're going through, and you say, you need to not do this, you need to not do that, you need to, I don't know what to tell you, I'm just here for you. What I can see though is that I wish if I could pull you out of where you are, you know, but you can. This is you can do that. You have to tell yourself, you know, it's funny because I feel like the way that you talk to yourself here is something that's really important. And I think sometimes you need to take a stand with yourself, you know. It's not good to always listen to that voice in your head. And that conversation that you're having with yourself isn't the right conversation that you need to be having in order to move on. And I think that you know that. And now I'm getting like an image of a diamond. And you know how a diamond, you can see it 100 different ways, you know. If you look at it, there's 100 different angles, right? But it's still a diamond, right? There's 100 different ways that you can look at the situation, but it's still a diamond. So maybe for some of you, this was a rare situation or a rare circumstance. I don't know. I feel like there's this feeling of needing to stop asking yourself how or why. I need to get some more for this. This tower here is your realization. You have the Eight of Cups in reverse, and the Hermit is needing to go within to figure out why it is that you're having such a difficult time walking away from this emotionally. This tower here. The Sun. And the Two of Wands in reverse. Needing to see this clearly, like the Two of Wands in reverse is when things don't work out the way that we want them to. Needing to be logical about this is important. Give me advice here, please, for pile 4 with what's coming towards them. Can you give me some advice here with the Moon? The Three of Wands. This is about being patient with yourself and knowing that your time will come, you know? Being patient with yourself and thinking about the experience that you had is important. And yeah, if it's a rare or unique experience, that's knowledge, right? That's knowledge. What did you learn about yourself? Because this is growth and expansion, the Three of Wands. So take a second and realize, like, what did you learn about yourself in this experience? Because you've grown from this. And if you haven't yet, I mean, this is the process that you're in. So emphasize on that, please. Yeah, look, the Four of Wands in reverse. This is you needing to restabilize yourself, right? Be patient with yourself when it comes to this as well. So It's a patient process, having to talk to yourself in a better way. Have you ever done that before? Like, just like I said, if that was your friend and you were trying to help them through this, you wouldn't just look at your friend and say, what the hell's wrong with you? Just get over it. Hopefully, I wouldn't recommend that. You would look at your friend and say, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, You would be compassionate and have empathy. Of course, you love that person, right? You love yourself. This is telling you to have compassion and empathy for yourself as you're working through and growing through these emotions that you feel and coming out of this illusion. Because for some of you, I do feel like that you were stuck in some sort of illusion here. Restabilizing yourself, but giving yourself the time and patience to do that. So in other words, you're not going to always have a great day, and you're not going to always say the best things to yourself. And yeah, life's life. You're going to still have days that suck. I mean, unfortunately, let's just be honest. Not every day is going to be great, but it's about what you make out of that day. Of course, what can you take from it? Tell me what advice do you have for pile 4 moving forward? The 7, some things do change us in our life. Obviously, there's things that we experience and go through that do change us in our life, but don't let, and it can. That's why we're in this situation in this reading. This is something that could change it. You could take it. You could let it affect your heart. You could let it affect how balanced you are, how giving you are, the love that you share with others. You can let it tarnish or taint that in some kind of way, this experience. Do you want to do that to yourself? Absolutely not. You don't want to do that to yourself. You don't want to... You're somebody that wants to love and wants to give love. You definitely don't want to close yourself off from that, because that's not your purpose, and that's not going to help you either, This is like, don't let an experience take away from who you are in a bad way. You have to be able to pick yourself up out of it. Why is that 7 of Cups here for advice? Yeah, see, and this is what I was talking about. See all the cups, they have all different kinds of things. And some are good, some are bad, some are unknown. But they have all different kinds of things. But you can see them. You can see what's in the cup. And that's the thing here, is that you're in control. You have a decision. You can see what's in the cup clearly. You don't have to think about it or look at it. You know what happened. Just take what you know and move forward. There is no mystery here behind this. And so much in these readings, too, I feel this energy of your emotions taking over logic. And sometimes in situations, especially when our emotions get carried away with us, it's important to sit yourself down and just look at the facts, just to bring yourself back to reality, because emotions can take us away like a river, right? Just there we go. There's a song that's coming to mind, Like a River. That's the name of the song, Like a River. Who sings that? Hold on, guys, I gotta look this up. I have to look it up. I won't be able to let that go. Okay, guys, so I found the song I was talking about. It's called Just Like a River Does. It's by Birdie. And I have to read you some of these lyrics. And I know I hate just sitting here reading lyrics, because y'all can go obviously look them up. But it's significant in the reading. This is crazy. Listen. It says, I always cry on the train back home, watching the world outside I used to know. As soon as I get there, I have to go. And the years go by, I don't even know where I've been. In the blink of an eye, could have all been a dream. She's talked about, will I ever find somewhere to call my own? As soon as I get there, I have to go. Where 2 hands meant to shape the land, just like the river does, just like the river does. And now the day breaks, and I have to go away. Run like a river does, on and on like a river does. and the landscape has changed since last I was there. Some people stay and some people disappear, but I'll always remember this part of me, and I can't help but wonder how I ever leave. So, there you go. I could have sang that, I guess. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like. It feels like knowing that when a foundation is not right, is not made properly, is not safe, and getting yourself out of that energy is important. This is about you being able to know how and when to take care of you. And this, I feel like this was what you did in this situation. I just feel like the actual action of it is a lot different than having to maintain that moving forward. That's why we stay stuck in situations that are so difficult for us at times, or around people or with people that aren't good for us. Because it's not the initial action that is the hardest. We think it is until we try to stick to what we've done or stick to what's right for us moving forward. That's the hard part, the sticking to part, because it takes what? Patience, grace. Okay. I landed on the Lovers. So, Gemini energy. For some of y'all, they're in the World in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles. The Four of Swords in reverse. There's the Fool. For some of you, you may be about to go into an unexpected journey. We talked about that here. The Fool and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and I don't know why, because I don't normally see the Wheel of Fortune like this, but for here, it's kind of repeating a message for me. Aries energy. This is about taking a leap with not knowing what the fate of it's going to be, right? Not having any idea what's going to happen here. And then you go from that to the Four of Swords in reverse, so it's like you've been in this place for too long, and you know you need to get yourself out of it. So you are following in this path that we've been trying to convince or talk to you about. And the Nine of Pentacles is saying you will find this. You know, you will find balance, peace, and comfort. That's what this is. The Nine of Pentacles is about being complete on your own, and being in a place that you deserve, that's right for you. That Page of Wands in the reverse is, I feel like eventually at a point you're going to look back and you're not going to see this situation, person, place, thing in the same way that you do now. Like you may no longer even be interested in even thinking about it. And I know that seems far stretched from where you are now, but once you make your mind up and you pull yourself out of these trenches fully, and you don't need to think about this anymore, you will get to this place where you're so abundant and you're so secure in yourself and who you are that there's nothing else that matters. That song, Nothing Else Matters, just popped in my head. What song is that? Gosh, we went from one extreme music to another. That's like me, because I just listen to everything. So, is that Seether? Nothing else matters. Gosh, hopefully they all come to me in a minute. Is that heavy metal? That's not heavy metal. It's rock, right? Anyway, Nothing Else Matters. I think that's the name of the song. Okay, I'm going off. Anyway, so you have the World in reverse. This is like not being interested in any kind of closure. Not being open to any kind of closure either. That's something that's there. For some of you, that might be the case. And I know that's not a popular thing to say, right, on here. We talk about closure all the time and how you need to have closure. You should have closure. The closure is the disrespect. You know, we've heard that and everything else. But this is like not being interested in anything of that. Not even saying to yourself that. It's like you will find yourself in a place where it just nothing else matters. Just that it doesn't matter anymore. And the only thing that matters here is you and your stability and finding your abundance and security within yourself, in you and yourself, or whatever's important to you in that garden. Nothing else matters. That song just keeps playing in my head. And then you have the Lovers. So what's great about this is that when you do find yourself in that place, that is when something's going to unexpectedly surprise you. And with the Lovers, sometimes that can mean a connection. But for me, sometimes that's just when you connect with yourself and you get into alignment with yourself, that's when things really start to happen for you, really start to unfold for you. It's almost like, we know, like Spirit's like, we know what has occurred and we know the unfairness or unjust that's here. We understand all that. We didn't do this to you. There is this feeling of, first off, I just feel like that's just life, things happen, but there's most definitely a huge significant lesson that's here. So it's like saying, well, if something has to happen to them, we're going to let it happen, but we are going to make sure that whatever's happening is like their greatest lesson of all, in some kind of grandiose kind of way, right? That gives you the ability to see yourself differently, which gives you the ability to have access to a better life. Because if we know ourselves, the more and more and more we know ourselves, we're able to listen to our intuition, our gut feelings, those nudges that we get, and the less and less we can find ourselves in situations that aren't meant for us or not good for us, which in turn makes what? Usually a better overall life, a way of living in the present, day to day, right? Some of you, this is possibly in the way of unexpected relationship that comes in for you, an unexpected hobby, something that has to do with something that emotionally you really love, something that you really are keen with. So there you go. That's what this is. It's coming out of one type of emotion and getting past that and finding comfortability within yourself, grounding yourself, and then kind of the reward from that is this whole other emotion. And, it's going to feel like that, like in your life when a year from now, you look back and you're like, I can't believe that was only a year ago. I was in this place and now I'm in this place. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be one of those moments. You're going to have one of those moments. I feel drawn to get one of these cards, so I'm just going to go for it. This is the energy of the 7 oracles. I love this deck. My good friend Joy over at A Journey in Light bought me this deck. It was one of my first oracle decks that someone bought for me. What message do you have for pile 4? Wow. Look. Wish Upon a Star, number 39. You have 3 cards that came out. You have a Sacred Revel... Oh, good God. Sacred... See, the dog started barking too. That made it worse. Oh, and that made it worse too. Reverence. Okay, I did it. I just had to slow it down really low in order for me to say that word right. And hopefully I did, and it's not still wrong. Number 47. Then you have 41 here, a higher view. I gotcha. Why is that key in that so important? She's holding the world here, and you have the key. And then he's got the whole world in his hands, just started playing in my head. There's a lot of musical energy here for y'all for whatever reason. Maybe that will help. Listening to music could help. That being said, it's like you have the key here, right? Sacred Revelance. See? It's a one-time shot. Reverence. Did I say it? Anyway, so you have Wish Upon a Star here. The way that this child is like holding on to this star here is almost like, oh, there's definitely some kind of inner child stuff going on here too. I feel emotional all of a sudden. Wishing upon a star, number 39. If you've lost anybody that's really close to you in your life to the other side, then this is like this idea of someone that has a wish for you. That has, oh, a wasp just landed on my window. When I said that. It's like somebody that's watching in on you, someone that wants the best for you, someone that has a wish for you. My wish for you is to, be able to take control of the situation and see the higher perspective or the higher view here, or use the wisdom that you've learned. In order for you to get to the elevation that you're wanting to get to for yourself, this perhaps is something that you've wanted for yourself, but unfortunately, that's like what they say with, the universe or God. If you ask for an opportunity for something, they don't give you an opportunity. They don't just give that to you. You have to go through the lesson. So they'll give you an opportunity to see it, to have it, to hold it. But you have to go through the experience or the lesson in order to get to that point, right? It's like, you don't just get a college degree handed to you. You have to go through the experience itself. You have to learn. Can you give me some cards about that when it comes to this inner child stuff that I'm feeling? It's funny, I kept talking about giving. You have the Six of Pentacles there. I just tasted some sort of sweet candy. Oh, I know what it is. And no, I haven't had any candy. And actually, on Halloween, the only thing I ate was one Reese's, which is such a shocker. I don't know why that is. But anyway, there's this. Maybe some of y'all like Reese's. There's this candy. It's like a sour candy, and it comes out in like a liquid that you can put on your tongue or whatever. Now my tongue's watering as y'all's. It's like that. That's something I just tasted. But anyway. Now you have a Four of Cups in the reverse. This is a lesson about being aware of how generous you are, how giving you are, who you're giving to, and the balance and fairness when it comes to that. Because, Queen of Pentacles, being in control of that. Just because you have enough to give when it comes to love, energy, time, just because you have enough to give doesn't mean that you have to give it away. This is a lesson here in this, and who you give it to and why you give it. This is a lesson. This could have to do with your time, your energy, your love, your resources, okay? That's what this was about. There may be something to do with when you were younger, how you felt some kind of obligation, or there was some sort of energy of maybe you not being able to give the way that you wanted. Somehow or another, that's kind of set with you. It's kind of laid on you. This is something that you're needing, or that you have through this experience recognized that you didn't see before. So this could work in different ways. Either you were someone that has always been and had to be at some point when you were younger, and you didn't have the mental capacity to even understand it, but you knew you had to be that person to give, or you were someone that wasn't able to give in whatever way to someone, and you felt helpless in some sense, and that's weighed on you. So now you're over giving in some way. Okay, so it's different. There you go. It's a little different for everybody. Oh, y'all pray for me. This is the parent square. Okay, good. It's not my kid. It's not for my kid. It's not for my kid. What's the bottom of the deck say? Ears wide open. Listen up. It's number 33, and 3 is 6. 6 is there. 3 is also here, 41. But 3 is that growth and expansion. Ears wide open. Okay. So let's get let's get a postcard from Spirit to close y'all's reading, because this was definitely a profound reading, I feel like. For those of y'all that stuck around this long, this is definitely because this is your reading. I'm not doing that. 3 is important, though, because now we have 3 more. They had 3 oracles. Now you have 3 of these. I can't read all that. Y'all don't want me to do that either, I promise. Can I have 1? Thank you. They're like, fine. Just take this one then. Getting a little sassy with me. We have celebrate life. Okay, here we go. Ready? Take a big deep breath, because these are always pretty profound. There you go. Dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways that we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher self. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice that we give to you is this. Try something new. Do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad that you did, because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are Okay, that last part got me. You are so loved and so supported. A C just fell out of the bowl onto this. I just heard something in my head real funny. Oh my God, the emotions. I just heard something funny, and I can't tell you what the movie is. The Campaign. It's one of my favoriteest movies. It's but it has this real funny actor in it, and he says, "Can't's the real C word." That just popped in my head for whatever reason when the C came out on top of painting red roses. So maybe some of y'all been telling yourself you can't, and you can, is what it's saying. Okay. We have, maybe that's something you need to say to yourself, because, you know, it says making the best out of bad situations. I can see somebody saying, oh, I can't. And that they were just making a joke with that, you know. Can't's the real C word. Okay. CP, V, DF, Divine Feminine could be there. We have IJ, HQ, Headquarters. We have a Z, G, an X. Look, y'all have the controller, the Xbox controller. So getting in control of your emotions is something that here, and you are in control of that. You have the remote to yourself, you know. Focus on the good. You also have fix right there. Maybe that's what this has to do with. You tried to fix a situation or fix someone or try to get someone to see something, or, you know, we already went through all that, but focus on the good, be in control. And then you have this here, which always throws me off a little bit. It's a bow tie. It's just, to me, it's like unusual colors, but it is a bow tie. And sometimes people have these, you know, they have these flags on them. You have the red that's in the middle. So having caution and being cautious, that's what you can take away from this too, is, you know, this opened your eyes up. This opened your eyes up. Opened your ears up. So being cautious now at who you let into your life, who you approach, how you see things, how you see situations. Guys, this wasp is on my window, and now he's angled just right to where he looks like he's just, me and him are just eye to eye with each other right now. I don't know what. Hey Siri, what is the spiritual meaning of a wasp? Let's see. Wasps can symbolize a variety of things such as strength, power, resourcefulness, and the pursuit of knowledge. They can also symbolize productivity, courage, fertility, and taking control in new beginnings. That's awesome. Okay, anyway, here we go. So thanks, guys, so much. I really enjoyed y'all's reading. I hope y'all did, and I hope it helps. And good luck to y'all. I'm sending you so much love and light, and hopefully I'll see y'all soon.